Chapter number 5, The Rise of Magadhan Empire, Magdha and Alexander Invasion. Learning Objectives. The rise of Magadha under the Hiranyaka, Shishunaga and Nanda dynasty, the achievements of Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, the Persian invasion and their impact, causes and course of Alexander's invasion, effects of Alexander's invasion. In the beginning of the 6th century BC, the northern India consisted of a large number of independent kingdoms. Some of them had monarchical forms of government, while some others were republics. While there was a concentration of monarchies on the Gangetic Plain, the republics were scattered in the foothills of the Himalayas, and in the northwestern India, some of the republics consist of only one tribe. Like the Sankyas, Lichuis and Mallas, in the republics, the power of decision in all matters of state vested with the public assembly, which was composed of the tribal representatives or heads of families. All decisions were by a majority vote. The Buddhist literature Anguttara Nikaya gives a list of 16 great kingdoms called 16 Mahajanpadas. They were Anga, Magadha, Kashi, Kosla, Vajji, Malla, Chedi, Vatsa, Kuru, Panchala, Matsya, Susena, Asmak, Avanti, Gandhara, Kamboja. The giant texts also contain references to the existence of 16 kingdoms in course of time, and the small and weak kingdoms either submitted to strong rulers as gradually got eliminated. Finally, in the 6th century BC, only 4 kingdoms VAKM, Vatsa, Avanti, Kosta and Magadha survived. Vatsa. The Vatsa kingdom was situated on the banks of river Yamuna. Its capital was Koshambi near modern Allahabad. Its most popular ruler was Udayana. He strengthened his position by entering into matrimonial alliances with Avanti, Anga and Magadha. After his death, Vatsa was annexed to the Avanti kingdom. Avanti, the capital of Avanti was Ujjain. The most important ruler of this kingdom was Pradyota. He became powerful by marrying Vaswadata, the daughter of Udayana. He patronized Buddhism. The successor of Pradyota were weak, and later this kingdom was taken over by the rulers of Magadha. Kosala. Ayodhya was the capital of Kosala. King Prasenjit was its famous ruler. He was highly educated. His position was further strengthened by the matrimonial alliances with Magadha. His sister was married to Bimbisara and Kasi was given to her as dowry. Subsequently, there was a dispute with Ajatasattu. After the end of the conflict, Prasenjit married the daughter of Bimbisara. After the death of his powerful king, Kosala became part of the Magadha. Magadha, of all the kingdoms of North India, Magadha emerged powerful and prosperous. It became the nerve center of political activity in North India. Magadha was endowed by nature with certain geographical and strategic advantages. These made her to rise to imperial greatness. Her strategic position between the upper and lower part of the Gangetic Valley was a great advantage. It had a fertile soil. The iron ores in the hills near Rajgir and copper and iron deposits near Gaya added to its natural assets. Her location at the center of the highways of trade of those days contributed to her wealth. Rajgriha was the capital of Magadha during the reign of Bimbisara and Ajatasattu. The prosperity of Magadha reached its zenith. Bimbisara 546 1546 से 494 BC. Bimbisara belonged to the Hiranyaka dynasty. He consolidated his position by matrimonial alliances. His first matrimonial alliance was with the ruling family of Kosala. He married Kosal Devi, sister of Prasenajit. He was given the Kasi region as dowry, which yielded large revenue. Bimbisara married Chelana, a princess of Lichui family of Vaishali. This matrimonial alliance secured for him the safety of the northern frontier. Moreover, it facilitated the expansion of Magadha northward to the borders of Nepal. He also married Khema of the royal house of Magdha in central Punjab. Bimbisara also undertook many expeditions and added more territories to his empire. He defeated Brahmadatta of Anga and annexed that kingdom. He maintained friendly relations with Avanti. He had also efficiently reorganized the administration of his kingdom. Bimbisara was a contemporary of both Vardhamana Mahavira and Gautam Buddha. However, both religions claim him as their supporter and devotee. He seems to have made numerous gifts to the Buddhist sanghas. Ajasatru, 494 to 462 BC. The reign of Ajasatru was remarkable for his military conquests. He fought against Koshala and Vaishali. He won a great success against a formidable confederacy led by the Lichvis of Vaishali. This had increased his power and prestige. This war lasted for about 16 years. It was at this time that Jasatru realized the strategic importance of the small village Patligram, future Patliputra. He fortified it to serve as convenient base of operations against Vaishali. Buddhists and Jains both claim that Ajasatru was a follower of their religion, but it is generally believed that in the beginning he was a follower of Jainism and subsequently embraced Buddhism. He is said to have met Gautam Buddha. This scene is also depicted in the sculptures of Barhut. According to the Mahavamsa, he constructed several chaityas and viharas. He was also instrumental in convening the first Buddhist council at Rajgriha soon after the death of the Buddha. The immediate successor of Ajatasattu was Udayin. He laid the foundation of the new capital of Patliputra, situated at the confluence of two rivers, the Ganges and the Son. Later it became famous as the imperial capital of Mauryas. Udayin's successors were weak rulers and hence Magdha was captured by Shishunaga. Thus the Harenka dynasty came to an end and the Shishunaga dynasty came to power. Shishunaga dynasty, the genealogy and chronology of the Shishunaga are not clear. Shishunaga defeated the king of Avanti, which was made part of the Magadhan Empire. After Shishunaga, the mighty empire began to collapse. His successor was Kaka Varman or Kala Shok. During his reign, the second Buddhist council was held at Vaishali. Kala Shok was killed by the founder of the Nanda dynasty. Nandas, the fame of Magdha scaled new heights under the Nanda dynasty. Their conquest went beyond the boundaries of the Gangetic Basin, and in North India they carved a well-knit and vast empire. Mahapadam Nand was a powerful ruler of the Nanda dynasty. He uprooted the Kshatriya dynasties in North India and assumed the title Ekarat. The Puranas speak of extensive conquest made by Mahapadma. The Hathigumpha inscription of Kharavela of Kalinga refers to the conquest of Kalinga by the Nandas. Many historians believe that a considerable portion of the Deccan was also under the control of Nandas. Therefore, Mahapadam Nanda may be regarded as a great empire builder. According to the Buddhist tradition, Mahapadam Nanda ruled about 10 years. He was succeeded by his 8 sons who ruled successively. The last Nanda ruler was Dhanananda. He kept the Magadhan Empire intact and possessed a powerful army and enormous wealth. The fabulous wealth of Nandas is also mentioned by several sources. The enormous wealth of Nandas is also referred to in the Tamil Sangam work Ahananuru by the poet Mamulanar. The flourishing state of agriculture in the Nanda dominions and general prosperity of the country must have brought to the royal treasury enormous revenue. The oppressive way of tax collection by Dhanananda was resented by the people. Taking advantage of this, Chandragupta Maurya and Kautilya initiated a popular movement against the Nanda ruler. It was during this time that Alexander invaded India. Persian and Greek invasions. Persian invasion. Cyrus, 558 to 530 BC. Cyrus the Great was the greatest conqueror of the Achaemenid Empire. He was the first conqueror who led an expedition and entered into India. He captured the Gandhara region. All Indian tribes to the west of Indus River submitted to him and paid tribute. His son Cambyses had no time to pay attention towards India. Darius was 522 to 486 BC. Darius was the grandson of Cyrus, conquered the Indus Valley in 518 BC and annexed the Punjab and Sindh. This region became the 20th strapy of his empire. It was the most fertile and populous province of the Achaemenid Empire. Darius sent a naval expedition under Scylax to explore the Indus. Xerxes Xerxes 465 465 से 456 BC. Xerxes utilized his Indian province to strengthen his position. He deployed Indian infantry and cavalry to Greece to fight his opponent, but they retreated after Xerxes faced a defeat in Greece. After this failure, the Achaemenians could not follow a forward policy in India. However, the Indian province was still under their control. Darius III enlisted Indian soldiers to fight against Alexander in 330 BC. 330 BC, it is evident that the control of Persians slackened on the eve of Alexander's invasion of India. Effects of the Persian invasion. The Persian invasion provided an impetus to the growth of Indo-Iranian commerce. Also, it prepared the ground for Alexander's invasion. The use of the Kharoshti script, a form of Iranian writing, became popular in northwestern India, and some of Ashoka's edicts were written in that script. We are able to see the influence of Persian art on the art of the Mauryas, particularly the monolithic pillars of Ashoka and the scriptures found on them. The very idea of issuing edicts by Ashoka and the wording using in the edicts are traced to Iranian influence. In short, the Iranian connection with India proved more fruitful than the short-lived Indo-Macedonian contact. Alexander's invasion of India 327 से 325 BC. Political condition on the eve of Alexander's invasion. After 2 centuries of the Persian invasion, Alexander from Macedonia invaded India. On the eve of his invasion, there were a number of small kingdoms in northwestern India. The leading kings were Ambi of Takshila, the ruler of Abhisara, and Porus, who ruled the region between the rivers of Jhelum and Chenab. There were many republican states like Nyasa. In short, the northwestern India remained the most disunited part of India, and the rulers were fighting with one another. They never came together against common enemy. Yet it was not easy for Alexander to overcome so many sources of the opposition. Causes of the invasion. Alexander ascended the throne of Macedonia after the death of his father Philip. In 334 BC, he conquered the whole of Persia by defeating Darius III in the Battle of Arbela. In 330 BC, he also aimed at further conquest eastward and wanted to recover the lost Persian steppe of India. The writings of Greek authors like Herodotus about the fabulous wealth of India attracted Alexander. Moreover, his interest in geographical inquiry and love of natural history urged him to undertake an invasion of India. He believed that on the eastern side of India there was the continuation of the sea. According to geographical knowledge of his period, so he thought that by conquering India he would also conquer the eastern boundary of the world. Battle of Hydaspes. In 327 BC, Alexander crossed the Hindu mountains and spent nearly 10 months in fighting with the tribes. He crossed the Indus in February 326 BC. With the help of the bridge of boats, he was warmly received by Ambi, the ruler of Takshila. From there, Alexander sent a message to Porus to submit, but Porus refused and decided to fight against Alexander. Then Alexander marched from Takshila to the banks of the river Hydaspes Jhelum. On the other side of the river, he saw the vast army of Porus. As there were heavy floods in the river, Alexander was not able to cross it. After a few days, he crossed the river, and the famous Battle of Hydaspes was fought on the plains of Kari. It was a well-contested battle. Although Porus had a strong army, he lost the battle. Alexander was impressed by the courage and heroism of this Indian prince, treated him generously, and reinstated him on his throne. Alexander continued his march as far as the river Bias, encountering opposition from the local tribes. He wanted to proceed still further eastward towards the Gangetic Valley, but he could not do so because his soldiers refused to fight. Hardships of prolonged warfare made them tired and they wanted to return home. Alexander could not persuade them and therefore decided to return. He made arrangements to look after his conquered territories in India. He divided the whole territory from the Indus to the Bias into 3 provinces and put them under his governance. His retreat began in October 326 BC, and the return journey was not free from ordeals. Many Republican tribes attacked his army, and anyhow he managed to reach beyond the Indus. On his way, he reached Babylon, where he fell seriously ill and died in 323 BC. Effect of Alexander's invasion. The immediate effect of Alexander's invasion was that it encouraged political unification of North India. Under the Mauryas, the system of small independent states came to an end. Alexander's invasion had also paved the way for direct contact between India and Greece. The routes opened by him and his naval explorations increased the existing facilities for trade between India and West Asia. However, his aim of annexing the northwestern India to his empire was not fulfilled. Due his premature death, his authority in the Indus Valley was a short-lived one because of the expansion of Maurya Empire under Chandragupta Maurya. Learning outcomes. The rise of Magada and different dynasties ruled over it. The achievements of Bimbisara, Mahapadam Nanda and other kings, Persian invasion and their occupation of northwest India, effects of Persian invasion and occupation, causes and cause of Alexander's invasion of India, effects of Alexander's invasion. Thanks for watching.